Hello Sagittarius, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Jen with Bohemian Path Tarot, and today we are doing November readings. I've got the Star Maiden Tarot here, which is a new deck for me. Let's just do a quick preview. Ooh, the sun. Just randomly pulled the sun here. Super gorgeous, Judgment. Ooh. Empress, not bad, just for random pulls. Okay, so you get the idea there. Gorgeous deck, love it. Let me just remind you that this is a general reading for a general Sagittarius audience. So it might really resonate with you. It might resonate just a little bit. It might resonate a little later in the month because it might be predictive, and so you might not really recognize it until later in the month. Or one of your other placements might resonate a little more. So check out the videos for your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign. But let me just suggest, with so much love and respect, that the cards do not compel. You are not required to follow the advice or agree with the messages here. You have free will, and so please feel free to use your best judgment or use your intuition. And if they do not, the messages do not resonate with you, feel free to leave them for another Sagittarius and check back with us next month or later in the month, or check one of your other placements. Okay, that said, I am going to give the deck a really good shuffle for you, and if you've been here before, you know I fast forward the video through the shuffling just because I really need a long, solemn shuffle, and I just don't want to chit-chat over the shuffling. So I will fast forward the video over that part, and I will catch up with you when I start to lay out the cards, okay? See you in just a bit. Okay, Sagittarius, let's see. Ooh, Ace of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. Okay. Let's see. So if you've been here before, you know that for me, I read this card as the sort of main message or the main theme for this reading. Not for your month. This isn't the only thing that's going to happen for this month, but for this particular reading, we are talking about this card, and these are sort of the ancillary messages, or these kind of feed into the theme. So for me, pages are about messages and messengers, and how we communicate, and the communications we need to make, or the communications coming in. And swords are also about communications. So when the Page of Swords shows up, it's often this thing about branding, marketing, social media, how we face the world, how we share ourselves with the world, how we show up, how we communicate who we are to the world. So now there are some of us that use social media a lot, and there are some of us who don't. And now, although I'm someone with a YouTube channel, I really dislike social media, and I don't use it very well at all. So if you are with the I don't use social media very much camp, I am with you, and we will cover kind of that piece in a moment. But for people who are active on social media and for whom the kind of branding piece may apply, we'll cover that first, because in in our current world and in the current moment, this is how the Page of Swords shows up a lot in that social media piece, and how we're communicating with other people electronically, and how we're relating to other people through social media, how we're sort of becoming our own brands, and not even so much relating and showing up for each other in person, but how we're showing up for each other through social media. And we've got these two pieces in these two cards here. The Ace of Cups is a card all about a new chapter in emotional connections and emotional sorts of, an emotional chapter. And whether it be, with romantic relations or friends and family and all of the above, this is that piece that's kind of the electronic relating. This is the kind of in-person, communing, face to face, feeling someone's breath on your skin when you have a conversation, as opposed to watching their reels and making judgments about who they are based on their makeup or their filters, or you know what I mean? So sometimes we really do need this branding piece. It's becoming more and more important to have some kind of a branding piece, or at least a branding awareness to get a job. For some of us, of a certain age, it's tricky to accept that reality. But some of us do have to get better at branding. So for some Sagittarians, this could be the theme, is like finding that truth of how we master our branding and the social media presence. For some of us, it's being able to negotiate the truth of the sort of social media reality while still being able to relate in a flesh and blood way and get back to flesh and blood sorts of like real world relating, and the real satisfaction that comes from interpersonal relating. The other cards we have here are also like 3D, in-person, cash in hand, or touching grass, real world types of cards. So I see a real piece for some folks here, this juxtaposition between needing a sense of sort of the social media or the electronic digital reality versus, this 3D piece. And it's such a curious reading to me. I think there are some folks that maybe, this is not true for everybody, but I think there are some folks that maybe got addicted to the social media piece, and there's a call to get back out into the real world. Or maybe some Sagittarians that got sucked into maybe remote work and digital life, and there's a real pull to reconnect with maybe getting back into dating in the real world, getting back to real world hobbies, and because both the Nine of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles can literally speak to hobbies like gardening and home crafts, and sometimes even the sorts of home-based businesses you might actually literally physically do out of your home. Yeah, so that's one way it could be showing up for one group of Sagittarians. But it could just be a general invitation because, as I mentioned, pages tend to be messages or messengers, and they often come with an invitation. So even for folks who aren't incredibly tied to their social media, they could receive an invitation, digitally, electronically, or just through general email or what have you, to join a friend, a group, even through a DM or a dating app. And it leads to more connectedness, because we see this new start, this new chapter of feeling more connected, feeling more sort of satisfied. And let's talk about this a little more. So the Ace of Cups is a great sign if you are looking for a romantic relationship. So if you are single and looking, or whatever that is, some people are poly and looking, whatever that is in your situation, if you are looking for romantic connections, this is always a great sign. It does invite you to put in sort of the work. I don't know if work is the best word, but take the steps to make more connections and to be available, to indicate that you're available in the way that works. Put dating apps are, nobody loves being on the dating apps, but if speed dating is available in your area, or volunteering for things where you might meet like-minded people, or telling friends and family members that you're available and looking, that sometimes helps. Whatever it takes to kind of meet more people and get out there, or just joining groups, the community theater play, or community theater, just community theater generally, or whatever kind of community activities can get you out there, bowling league or whatever can get you out there and meeting people like you who might be looking for whatever you're looking for. There's that. But also the Ace of Cups can be just generally about making new friends, can be about reconnecting with your siblings, or getting back in touch with your high school buddies, or your old bowling league, whatever it is, just getting back in touch with friends and family and making those connections, or strengthening old connections, feeling a part of a community, feeling part of a tribe, strengthening your ties. There's also, in sort of the older traditions of the tarot, that when you have sort of strong ties with your community, it also strengthens your business ties. So for any entrepreneurs, kind of staying in touch with your tribe, as it were, or your community, it also tends to help keep some sort of business connections fresh, for whatever that's worth. The next card we have here is the Seven of Pentacles, which can sometimes be a card regarding your sort of entrepreneurial goals, or business goals, or life path goals. The Suit of Pentacles is often associated with our resources. It could be financial, could be like a phase of our career or job sort of trajectory. The Seven of Pentacles indicates a phase sort of right before the harvest, when we can see the sort of buds on the crop, but just before the crop is ripe. When we're putting all the work into our metaphorical fields, and it feels like a lot of work, but not yet a lot of gain. And it can be sometimes a bit of a frustrating time, like, am I wasting my time on this project or endeavor, because it feels sometimes like it's more work. But we're right in that phase right before the harvest. The Nine of Pentacles is the phase after the harvest, where we have harvested and we have sold the crop, and now we have all of this abundance, and now we get to eat well and rest on our laurels a bit. And usually the figure in the Nine of Pentacles gets to enjoy, some downtime and some hobbies and whatnot. So the fact that both of these cards show up in your November reading suggests that there may be, a moment where you're having this existential, have I made the wrong move? Am I wasting my time on this, whatever endeavor you've gone after? But you will experience a moment, and maybe this is, I live in the US and we're about to have Thanksgiving. This is very much a Thanksgiving card, where you just get to enjoy the fruits of your labor and eat well. Let's see if we can get this in focus. There we go. I mean, it doesn't look like a Thanksgiving card, but the essence of this is the post-harvest kind of, being able to enjoy a period of rest. The central character in the Nine of Pentacles doesn't have to work. Their crop has fully ripened, and the hard part is over. So there is a phase at the end of the month that whatever you may have been pursuing or going after, you will feel accomplished. You will feel that sense of the harvest, and you may even be able to allow yourself some downtime to enjoy a little mini vacation, enjoy time with friends or time alone, do some baking, indulge in a hobby, some arts and crafts. But just to sum up, I do think some Sagittarians may have been spending a little bit too much time with social media, kind of stuck in the digital world, and it may be a good time to kind of pull back and reach out to actual flesh and blood friends and go out for coffee or drinks or something with actual real people. Make some time for your real world activities. For anyone looking to date, this is a great card for that too. November might be a really great time. I mean, it's cuffing season after all. There may be a moment mid-month where it feels like you're working harder on something, a project. Maybe it's work, maybe it's a personal project, but working harder on something that doesn't seem to have much of a return. But by month's end, you will feel more accomplished and be able to enjoy some downtime and a sense of success. Especially, in the US, you'll be able to fully enjoy your Thanksgiving season. But there is that piece about an invitation, that there's some kind of invitation to to share yourself in a more real way. Most Sagittarians, no matter how social media savvy you may or may not be, November is a month where you'll be considering how you share yourself via social media, and whether that sort of presence needs any fine-tuning, and certainly how that compares to the real world version of how you present yourself. But in any case, Sagittarius, thank you so much for dropping by. Please take good care of yourself. Until next time, bye for now.